Hello there, everyone. This is David Jones, and you're listening to The Late Night with David Jones. Today, we're going to be talking about the seventh episode in the Arrowverse TV shows. And then we talk about Supergirl, Flash, Legends of Tomorrow, and Arrow. And we're going to talk about them in the order they show throughout the week. So we're going to jump right into it with our special guest, Carl Wise.
Hello, hello.
And we're going to jump right into it with Supergirl, episode 7, titled Wake Up. When Wynn and the team discover an alien ship has crash landed deep underwater beneath National City, Supergirl is called in to investigate. Well, meanwhile, Hank attempts to bond with his father, Mirren, guest star Carl Lumbly. Samantha is eager for some understanding of the changes that she has been experiencing. Looks to her strange mother, Patricia Arias, for answers. Carl, what did you think of this episode?
You know, it was a pretty solid episode, honestly. You know, your favorite character came back. Yeah. Until
we get the Legion of Superheroes. I was about to say tomorrow. Until we get the Legion of Superheroes, I will refuse to say his name. But he does come back this episode.
But all in all, it was a pretty good episode. Like where they finally, they're finally getting into not pain. Jeez, that's Naruto. Rain.
Rain, yeah.
They're finally getting to Rain, and it's taking them forever.
I do want to point out, like, I think I said it last time we talked about this show. That for her to become Rain, her daughter's going to have to die.
Yeah.
In my opinion, that was still true.
No, her daughter, nothing happened to the daughter.
Okay, her daughter did not physically die, but she did die to her.
Only because she was brainwashed.
It doesn't matter. She still died. We don't know if she's coming back as, like, Samantha, or if she's going to continue being Rain the rest of the time. If she stays Rain the rest of the time, her daughter is dead to her.
No, man. Her daughter's gonna come back for her.
I don't believe it. But besides that, like, again, it's a pretty solid episode. I thought Supergirl did I thought Melissa Benoist as Supergirl did a pretty good job. I still question, is Martian Manhunter able to phase other people through objects like that?
Oh, we finally got that answer.
Well, no, like, I know in the show they can, or he can. I've never seen him do it in a comic or anything else.
Really? I thought he could.
I haven't seen it. So if it's possible, please tweet me, like, a picture of the scene, because I've never seen it. We got more Martian Manhunter. We got more of his father. Which I will always enjoy seeing his father on screen. Because his father this episode was kind of like still a prisoner.
He still had that prisoner mindset to him, and he knows he could go somewhere, but he didn't know what permission he had or something. Was he holding it for 3 weeks? He said because he couldn't find it.
I don't know if it was that. I think it was more of he needed to use restroom, but wanted like verification if he can go.
Yeah, I think he said I've been looking for it for like 2 or 3 weeks or something like that.
I don't remember how long he's been at the DEO.
Yeah, he's been there for 3 weeks. That's what Wynn said. 2 or 3 weeks, and he's either been looking for it for that long, or he's been holding it for that long, or he just still hasn't figured out his way around.
If he's been holding it for 3 weeks, that could be possible because we don't know Martian in there. Yeah. But I did enjoy Wynn this episode. He's like, oh yeah, it's that way, and then he immediately went to tell John. He's like, you need to go like bond with your father. Yeah. But again, like the actor who plays John's father, great. Always love him. What did you think of the whole crash, the ship under National City?
Well, that just begs a lot of questions. Because, first of all, they said he came from the year 31st century, right?
He came from the year 3000 or whatever. Like,
yeah.
Somewhere in the future.
Yeah. But they've been stuck in that rock for about 12,000 years.
I would assume so.
No, that's what they said. According to that settlement and everything, that thing, it's been there for 12,000 years.
Well, yeah, but for all we know, that ship could have like came in and like got stuck there.
That is a serious oversightement on their part if they were time traveling and then they got stuck in one spot for 12,000 years.
But also they were in special tubes.
Yeah, but that is a serious oversight in their travel planning. Like, how do you mess up that bad with navigation? Did something happen to the systems while y'all were traveling in hypersleep? Is this another 2001 Space Odyssey going down? Oh, God.
For those of you who don't know, Carl is not a big fan of that movie. But for the most part, I was like, okay, maybe they overshot their time traveling.
But he was there. He lived there.
Yeah, I mean, but maybe it wasn't like, oh, I could just put in a date and time travel to that date. Maybe it was like the legend way, and they're like on a highway type of thing, and they got knocked into another time. Probably won't know that until about 2 weeks, because we have the crossover episode. How did you feel about the return of that character?
Mon-El? Oh, I'll say it all day. Well, Mon-El coming back, you know, it kind of gives you again, you know, they're kind of playing in front of Kara's emotions that Mon-El's back. The one thing that she was been broken for is Mon-El disappearing. So,
and not knowing if he was alive or not. Not knowing
if he was alive or dead, but you know, now that she knows Mon-El's still alive, or he is still alive.
Yeah.
You know, I guess she can kind of go back to normal, but not really after that last part right there.
I want to say she will be back to normal, knowing the fact he is alive. Will she not act weird around Mon-El's new companion? Probably she will. And I should have mentioned this in the beginning of the video, but there will be spoilers throughout each of the shows. There'll be a spoiler tag up. But it's like, my theory is she's not going to survive.
Right.
Like, that girl is going to die. Mon-El's going to go back to the future for a little bit and then come back. I don't think Mon-El's on this episode, on the show to stay for the rest of the season.
Yeah, I don't think he's staying.
I do think Mon-El's wife or whatever, wife?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, wife will die. And I think it's going to be due to Rain. Or maybe she just doesn't survive after the whole almost drowning.
She's fine.
She was up and around and everything, but maybe there's some side effects.
Yeah, builds character.
I agree. I was talking to my aunt about this, and she kind of was like, "Oh yeah, you know, they're married," and I was like, "She won't live," and she's like, "I didn't want anyone to die for them to be with Supergirl."
Nah, even if she does die, they won't get back together immediately.
Oh no, it definitely won't be immediately. If they are, it's a terrible story.
Yeah, that's 7 years.
Which I'm not going to put past CW for doing, because we've seen it before.
Yeah, I mean, that'd be terrible planning. Like,
cough, cough, Oliver and Felicity.
Yeah, so, you know, it's only been 7 months here, present day, but it's been 7 years for Mon-El in the future. And, you know, he took him about, you know, give or take, you know, 1 or 2 years to, you know, still be heartbroken, upset. You know, eventually that second or third year, you know, your friends in the future be like, hey, you need to move on. I know you miss her, but you need to move on, you know.
It's like,
meet her.
Have you met Mon-El?
Yeah, have you met Mon-El? It's just like, you know, give him and her, you know, 2-3 years. I don't know how future marriages work. I don't know.
I don't know. Nowadays, people have like a year of being together and then get married. So
I've seen less.
I've also seen less.
I've seen less, but you know.
I'm not attacking anyone who gets married after meeting someone for months and then getting married or whatever.
Y'all have your reasons. Y'all love each other. Let's just hope it works out for y'all.
I do think Monel probably waited a year after, so about 2 years, then he met this girl. I don't know this girl's name.
We're terrible with names. We should know, but we're terrible. But you know,
did they ever say her name?
They did.
Oh,
because
I just didn't care.
He yelled it when she just strolled over to him.
I just didn't care. Again, until we get the full Legion of Superheroes, I don't care about this character. He hasn't done it. He didn't do it for me really throughout Supergirl season 2. He kind of grew on me like the episode where he, left. Season finale. But other than that, I mean, sure, why not? I do hope Supergirl and Mon-El, and yes, I know I said that name once. I do hope they end up together at some point, because that is how they are in the comics. But my question for you is, do you think that character took the name of Superboy in the future?
I'm sorry. I'm trying to imagine Mon-El being called Superboy. It's probably the funniest thing you could actually just witness.
I mean, it's the same thing as Karo as Supergirl.
True. But I just feel like Superboy is just so much more demeaning. And not as...
We saw this done in SpongeBob. We had Mermaid Man and then Barnacle Boy. Barnacle Boy got called Barnacle Boy so much, he was like, I'm done. Became a villain. One of the best episodes of SpongeBob ever.
Yeah, maybe he'd take the mantle of Superboy, but...
I think it's... I don't think he took the name up, like, I want to be called Superboy.
Right.
I think someone there called him that. Most likely his little wife.
Like how they call Kirk Boy Scout?
Yeah, like...
Just one of those nicknames that just stuck.
So I think someone gave that name to him, and it was like, we're kind of like Wally in the Flashpoint episode.
Yeah.
When, like, it was like, oh, I want to be called the Flash. It's like, Kid Flash, calm down. Something like that. Do you have any other, like, comments or...
No, I'm just, I'm honestly finally glad we got to see Rain and her Fortress of Sanctuary.
Yeah.
Her Fortress of Sanctuary.
I will admit, that was a cool scene, like, kind of like, it was, I feel like a kind of homage to Smallville.
Yeah.
How his Fortress Solitude came to be.
Yep.
It's just, like, in the sand, which I thought was kind of cool.
You're in the middle of a desert, screw her fortress. I would never go visit her fortress.
Yeah, I wouldn't either. I hate the heat.
I hate the desert.
I've never been to the desert, so I can't say I hate the desert, but it has heat, so I hate the desert.
Man, not about that life.
But yeah, other than that, what would you rate Supergirl?
Give it a 7.
7 out of 10?
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's picking up.
It's right there in the, like, it was a good episode. It wasn't great. It wasn't terrible.
Yeah. It's picking up in the story, which is kind of what we needed.
It's exactly what we needed with Supergirl this season. We're running straight into The Flash, titled Therefore I Am. This episode, Barry comes face to face with DeVoe. DeVoe's past is revealed through flashbacks. Meanwhile, Iris puts the final touches on the wedding, which is a week away.
Oh my God, Barry.
Does Barry have to screw up every time? So like, sometimes Barry, don't do this.
Oh my God, Barry.
I hear you. I won't do it. 2 minutes later. Yeah, I did that thing you told me not to do.
Barry, come on, Barry.
But I think...
I know you were right. Honestly, you were right. But the way you executed was 100% wrong.
Look, you mentioned after you do the fact, or he did this fact and then later mentions, like, he could have cameras everywhere. He could have cameras in our house, here. It's like, then why would you break into his house knowing the fact?
He won't have cameras in his own house. That's just silly.
It's like, who puts cameras in their own house? I don't know, Barry. Someone who knows you're coming?
Question, comment, statement. You were the fastest man alive. You literally phased through that wall. You could have easily zip, found everything you needed and be gone before anything could have happened.
I have a question about that, though. Wouldn't the camera still pick up the lightning?
It would have, yeah.
So, like, wouldn't he be like, oh, the Flash broke into my house? And it's like, oh, the Flash is a menace.
Okay, better. Put on a ski mask, you idiot.
Okay, yeah, I agree with you that one.
You're gonna break into somebody's house. Put on a ski mask. Become a robber. Oh my God. Well, we don't condone robbing, but if you're gonna do it right. Jesus.
But yeah, like seriously, like that was the big issue I had with Barry just kind of screwing everything up.
Like royally, like you are a cop, you are in the law enforcement, and you break into somebody's house
after they've already been to the police department once for harassment. Because by that point, that was the third time he went to see DeVoe, right? Because we had the once with Joe. Second,
he went to
the classroom. And, you know, DeVoe and his wife goes to the police. Right. Seems like, stop investigating them.
Yep.
And Barry's like, yeah, I will stop investigating them.
Breaks into their house. And gets caught on camera.
It's like, come on, Barry. Like,
he is very lucky, like, Singh did not throw him in jail.
True. But again, at this point, like, after he gets the third visit, or the second visit to the police department from DeVoe and his wife, we find out Barry gets a restraining order against, you know, Barry's not allowed 500 feet from DeVoe.
Yeah.
He then goes to DeVoe again.
Mm-hmm.
This time he's straightforward. He's like, I want to see you when I ask you this question. Who are you really? And DeVoe's like, are you asking as Barry Allen or the Flash? At that point, I think Barry knew he wasn't going to turn him in or call the cops again.
Yeah. Like, he's like, I know everything about you, Barry. Like, bam, bam, bam. He spit out. DeVoe's like, I know everything about you. I know what you're gonna do, what you're thinking about doing. I'm like 100 steps ahead.
I even know the fifth movie you think about making.
I know 100. I'm 100 steps ahead of you. There's nothing you can do about that.
So okay, was it that time, or was it the first time in the classroom where Barry took the mug?
That was after.
That was the second time.
Yeah, the second time's when Barry came in and took the mug.
Okay.
And then third time he visited, DeVoe's like, I know everything.
Oh well, no, like he took the mug the first classroom visit, right?
Yeah, first classroom visit.
So at that point, like, they run the tests on metas, and they're like, all right, he's not meta, so you're Barry, you're wrong. And then he sits there and tells Barry, like, he's like, how'd you beat the meta? He's like, because I'm smarter than you. And then Barry's like, I have a team of scientists on my team.
I'm smarter than them. I'm smarter than your Council of Wells. I'm smarter than everybody you could have possibly thought about.
I thought it was hilarious that DeFoe's just straight up telling him his entire plan, in my opinion, without telling him his plan. And the fact, Barry was still confident to say, I've had people come after me. I've had people come after the people I love. You want to know what the thing about them is? They all lost. At that point, I would not have said that. Knowing the fact that he's been 50 steps ahead of you before you even got to playing the game. It's like, one, this man brought you back from the Speed Force. Two, this man created 13 metahumans. On purpose.
On purpose. And their abilities are unknown to you. He doesn't. You don't know why.
Eight of them or 7 of them. Because like we found 4.
Yeah. And you don't know why he's made these bus metas.
We don't even know what his power is, really, by this point.
He doesn't know. We all know what his power
is. Well, yeah, we do, but, like, Barry and his team
doesn't even know.
Like, all we know is he's smart.
Yeah. He doesn't even know what his powers are.
And I don't know it was in the flashbacks or not. I think it was in present day, but DeFoe mentions how many metahumans there were.
Yeah.
And I thought he said in the hundreds. And I couldn't catch it both times I watched it.
No, I think he was, like, generally speaking, like, in the city.
Well, yeah, like, I'm talking about, like, oh, there's, like, that many metahumans. I'm like, that's a lot of metahumans that we haven't met.
Yeah.
So I was like, that's a lot of potential. But mentioning the flashbacks, what did you think of the origin of DeFoe?
You know, it goes the same that I love the husband and wife duo they had going on.
It was a good, like, it's the awkward, like, how awkward Defoe is, even before he got his powers.
Yeah.
And his wife was still awkward, but, like, to a different sense.
Yeah.
And when I say awkward, I don't mean, like, it was, like, Defoe was kind of hard to connect with people because he was so intelligent compared to his wife who's able to understand his intelligence.
Yeah.
And, like, still kind of, like, interact with humans.
That teacher awkwardness, basically, because as nowadays you see kids on their phones or on their computers not actually listening to the lecture. It's like, how do I reach these kids?
I saw the people on the computer and everything. I was like, God, that was so us back in 2014. Watching cat videos, watching this, watching that, not paying attention. Because I know we did that in class all the time.
You did that.
That's
I was
bad.
asleep.
Which is worse though? Like falling asleep in class or just like on your phone? Because at least with on your phone, you still kind of hear what he's saying.
No, you are toned in on exactly what you're phoned in.
But yeah, other than that, I did enjoy the flashback of the night of the particle accelerator.
Oh yeah.
Where we get the Eobard Wells talking, and then he like Miss Defoe has asked a question, and he's like, "Oh, that means your husband is Mr. Defoe." He's like,
"Big fan."
Big fan. I was like, he straight up knows who he is.
Oh, future, yeah, man from the future, yeah, big fan of your work. Keep it going.
I was like, I was beyond excited to see that. I was like, when I first saw Wells, I was like, is he gonna play off like he doesn't know who he is, or we're gonna get some kind of nod? We got that nod.
Yeah, we got the nod. Like, I'm a big fan of your work. That's funny.
So I'm curious if we're going to see Eobard Wells come back this season at some point and kind of like either fight Barry, kind of like Barry's like, I'm not dealing with you right now, Wells, or Eobard. Because at this point, Barry's faster than Eobard.
Yeah.
I don't think that's a contest. I think at this point, Barry's even faster than Zoom. So I don't think it's a contest that Barry was like, I'm not dealing with you well, like Eobard. Just kind of, I'm dealing with Defoe right now. He's like, Defoe. He's like, you know Defoe?
How do you stop?
And Eobard's gonna like laugh and then run away because Eobard wants to see Barry suffer.
Yeah. Either that or he'll reminisce on what happened when he went to the future. He'll try to think about it, or because you remember he did talk. Future Self did talk about Defoe.
Yeah, he definitely mentioned. I don't think we're going to see him go back to the future.
No.
If we see Barry go back to the future,
he's going to screw something up.
Not that. I just don't want to see emo Barry again. we got super emo Barry with Savitar. We got somewhat emo Barry with future Barry, and then we got like sad Barry all of season 3. 22 episodes of season 3. He was very happy in the first episode. But I don't want to see him in go to the future. But I think, because he already knows that, like, they build the neuro inhibitor or whatever it's called in that one room. Because Barry Savitar have said it. I think Future Barry made a comment about what to do. So I honestly think they're going to know what kind of concept they need. And I think that one scientist from season 3 is going to come back.
The one that was like the HR?
Yeah, the one that stopped Savitar with the cannon, whatever, Speed Force cannon or whatever.
Speed Force Bazooka.
The name changed into it.
Yeah. He's a bazooka.
I forgot Cisco kind of...
Can't forget about a bazooka. It's a bazooka. Everybody loves bazookas.
We get that for like a brief second where Cisco makes a comment of like, yeah, I changed the name. I worked on it. You figure you call it like the Speed Force key or something, because it was kind of opening the Speed Force.
Nah, man. It's a bazooka. It's a bazooka.
It's not a bazooka unless it shoots something, like at someone.
It shot a particle space thingy majigger at a time fluctuator.
I'm not even going to buy that. and I really don't want to touch on it much, but because we're going to be getting out a lot next week with the crossover.
What do you mean next week?
Yeah, I'm sorry. We're recording super late.
The crossover already happened.
Half of it. Sorry about this being super late. The crossover will be out tomorrow sometime. Tomorrow-ish.
As of today, it is now November 28th.
Yeah, today is Tuesday, November 28th. It will be out by the 30th. For sure. And then hopefully we'll be back on schedule of recording.
All right. So,
but the wedding, like, we didn't really get much of their wedding stuff except for like the commercials.
Yeah.
For like the computer, which is like the only time we got Ralph this episode. Ralph is like, "Oh, yeah, I'm going undercover," and she's like putting tables together. So besides that, we really didn't get much of the wedding.
I think they're saving it all for this week.
Yeah, it's definitely gonna be all out. Wally West returning.
Best Easter egg they've mentioned so far.
Themyscira and Legends was a big Easter egg. I was not expecting this Easter egg. And one, I'm happy Wally's back. I don't know how long Wally is back. I think he's back for the rest of the season.
Yeah, for the wedding. He had to come back for the wedding.
I think he's back for the rest of the season.
Okay.
Which that means we get Flash, Kid Flash, and Ralph. Until I get a confirmation his name is Plastic Man, which is, to me, confirmation will be they use his code name in the field. It's Ralph. At that point, we'll get those three plus Cisco and Caitlin.
Killer Frost.
I don't think by the end of the season she will be Killer Frost.
Probably not.
I think she's going to be just Frost. Because in Justice League of America, the Rebirth title, she's just Frost. They are her and the Atom at the time is working on a cure to kind of like fix her wanting a bunch of heat.
Yeah.
I think by the end of this season, she will be just Frost. She will be on the team, and she will be full Frost. She won't be switching back between Caitlin and Frost. That's my prediction for that. But yeah, Wally comes in. It's like, oh yeah, how was Blue Valley? It's like, it was good, fought a giant starfish from outer space.
What?
If for those of you who don't know, starfish from outer space,
there's only one starfish from outer space, and it's not Patrick.
There's also there's a lot of DC comics I don't know about, but the only thing I can think of them dropping an Easter egg for this is Starro. For Starro is kind of this giant starfish, which is the first villain the Justice League
ever
fought
together.
It's what brought them together as the League. And from what I understand about Starro, it like kind of has a bunch of like mini Starros.
Yeah. So basically, Starro is just like a giant mothership that is able to, separate itself to control, just latch on like a what's a face hugger? Latch on like a face hugger and then control them.
Yeah, kind of like a virus.
Yeah.
Like kind of sucks it onto the
takes a host and
species.
Takes a host and then controls that host.
Which I'm curious if Wally fought Starro by himself.
Oh, he did not fight him by himself.
And if he didn't, who was there?
That's what I really want to know.
Because I have two theories. I think it's either Nightwing. Three actually. Nightwing, Beast Boy. If we got lucky, Roy Hopper. Kind of hope it's Roy Hopper.
Why not all of them?
This is true. Like, instead of being the thing that brings the League together, why not be the thing that brings the Titans together?
Exactly.
Granted, we don't have confirmation Wally West or Roy Hopper is in Titans. I do hope they are.
That would make the best sense possible.
We also don't know if Titans is in this universe.
You can't. That would make the best.
It would make the most sense. to bring in this universe and have Roy and Wally West come in, and even if it's just Wally West, Nightwing, and Roy Harper come together and like fight, and then Nightwing's like, I know a couple other people we can bring into our team. Yeah. Because it's not similar to the creation of the Titans, but it's a formation of like, because like in the Young Justice, it was Aqualad, Kid Flash, Robin. Yeah. In the animated show. In the comics, it was like Superboy, Robin, and Kid Flash. Like there's other three possibilities they can do to unite the team. Yeah. Or it could just be like Teen Titans, or in one of the issues, Raven brings the Teen Titans or the Titans together. Because they're not being called Teen Titans. Right. I guarantee that. So I think, for all we know, Raven could be the ones that bring them together. We don't know when that's being aired, by the way. Yeah. Sometime next year, I believe.
We already know. We just got confirmation of Beast Boy,
but we got the Titans, like the main Titans, except the only thing we don't know about is if Roy and Wally's gonna be in it. Right. Because we got Nightwing, Starfire, Beast Boy, and Raven. Okay. Raven's the youngest, and then the rest are like in their mid-20s. Really? I believe they're either young, early 20s or mid-20s, like.
And how old is Raven? Like what? 16?
16, 15? Like she's the youngest of the group.
I would think they would want to have Beast Boy and Raven at least the same age.
No, I don't know about that. But again, we'll talk about that in a separate episode. Yeah. Like, kind of talk about Titans, like who we would like to see on the show. Now, we'll talk about that in another episode.
All right. Well, let's go ahead.
And let's rate Flash 1 out of 10 lightning bolts. What would you rate it?
I'll give it an 8.
I'm gonna give it 8.5. Again.
That Starro.
That
Starro hit that 0.5.
Just like Legends, when they dropped Themyscira, it's bumping that at least 0.5, because if we get Starro on some kind of live action TV series,
that'd be crazy.
It would be the craziest thing Arrowverse has done to date, and they've done a lot of crazy things already.
All right, let's talk about Tropic Thunder now.
Let's go into Legends of Tomorrow, titled "Welcome to the Jungle."
Tropic Thunder.
Synopsis for this is: with Sarah out of commission, the team finds a new anachronism that leads them to the jungles of Vietnam, and they're right in the middle of the war. Ray, Amaya, and Zari pose as journalists and trek through the jungle, where they are led to the time-displaced Gorilla Grodd. Meanwhile, Nate and Rory run into someone Rory knows, which gives a glimpse into his past. What'd you think of the Tropic Thunder episode of Legends of Tomorrow?
Great. It was everything I needed.
I think this is probably my favorite episode of the week.
I believe so, because
mainly because we got Gorilla Grodd. We got Gorilla Grodd and like, because from what I know about Gorilla Grodd, there's some points in time where Gorilla Grodd has his own kind of like kingdom, right? And not Gorilla City, but like his own little kingdom that worship something. We got that in this episode. Yes, they were kind of
brainwashed.
I don't think they were brainwashed though.
I think some of the soldiers were.
Some were, but I don't think all of them were brainwashed at all. Like, 'cause a lot of them were pretty. Yeah. A lot of them were pretty like, okay, like this is our savior. Yeah. Yada yada.
I think it was more the Vietnamese people who believed that they would probably worship him more. I think the American soldiers were brainwashed, at least.
Most of them. Yeah. I don't know about you, but if I see a giant gorilla talking and everything, I would follow him. Merely because I don't want to die.
They're like, yeah, coach, let's go ahead. Who are we shooting at? Okay.
The white people? Got it. So yeah, like, Gorilla Grodd is always a plus in my opinion. Besides Gorilla Grodd, like, what other positives or negatives you have about the episode?
Honestly, even though we knew about Rory's backstory, about what he did to his family.
Yeah.
It was nice to see the interaction. Like, he has still, resentment or remorse or issues about that.
Well, I think he definitely has issues.
Yeah.
Probably more so now than he did prior. Because, like, before, he's like, I had no regrets of killing my family.
I had no regrets killing my father.
Now that he's met his father and kind of, like, sees what kind of person he was.
He understood what happened at Vietnam.
I think he feels bad. So, I won't say, like, oh, I'm going to go back and change that. But more of, like, did I do the right thing?
Yeah.
Or was this man the same person that I grew up with?
Yeah. I see what happened between him and, because when he stopped his father from, just killing innocent people, he's like, you do this, you probably triggered yourself to, bringing that memory back with you. And, that's just going to cause harm for everybody around you, make you hate it.
So that begs the question, like, did he do that? Did he kill a bunch of innocent people prior?
Honestly.
Or was there something else that kind of made him come home and abuse his kids?
Honestly, unfortunately, with the Vietnam War, there are things he had to do that he didn't want to do.
And
but
that's with any war, though.
Well, yeah, with any war, but with that one in particular, because that entire situation was just...
Yeah.
So he probably seen something, done something, because he kept a list of all of soldiers that he's lost
under his command.
That was in his command. Eventually that would definitely scar you or get to you, that make you change your personalities or emotion.
Yeah.
Because at that point, Roy wasn't even thought of.
Yeah.
That was just it. He was just like, this is my girl, we're gonna get married and maybe start a family.
I kind of like that better than like, oh, this is my wife and kid. Like, I would like the fact that it's like, all right, this is way before Rory's even thought of.
Yeah.
Before I think Rory's siblings are also thought of. Cause I think he has siblings.
No, I think he's an only child.
I don't think he's the only child.
I think he is. Snart's the one who had siblings.
But like, it was more kind of like a refresher.
Yeah.
Like, oh yeah, this is my wife. We're gonna have like, kind of like in the war movies, how there's always that one character where it's like, this is my girl. We're gonna get married when I get back, and then sadly that person doesn't make it back.
Death flag.
But other than that, like I really enjoy the interaction between Rory and his father. Like,
they are the spitting image of the same. And it's weird because again, he didn't grow up with his father. He only knew him for about 15 years or so.
I mean, that's plenty of time.
Yeah, but still,
a lot more than
him
me.
In Vietnam and then him coming home. This should be two different people, but apparently they are all exactly the same mannerisms, same speech.
Yeah, bravo on the father to being able to portray something similar to what Rory has been portraying. So yeah, bravo to that. What other kind of things you want to talk about with this episode?
What else happened? We finally get like you said, we finally get Grog back, and just before they take him out, we see Damien.
The fact that they were like, because Grog finds out they're time travelers and they have a ship, so he goes up to the ship. He's on the ship. We get Stein piloting the ship, I think for the first time, it feels like, and we get Gideon's like, you're only flying good because I'm helping you.
Yeah. I love Gideon's getting more sarcastic.
Dude, Gideon's the best.
Oh,
she's probably my favorite character, like side character, like all out.
My favorite character is when she called the chick from the bureau bitch. That was just hilarious.
God, you're so right on that. And then you see them knock off Gorilla Grodd, and he's falling into fire.
To some napalm explosions, yes.
Which at first when I saw it, I was like, there's no way they're killing Gorilla Grodd. There's no way. So I was like, maybe he gets in there and like lives and gets a scar, and then comes back for revenge. But then and I missed it. Honestly missed it until we get the next scene of like something taking out of time.
They didn't show it. I don't believe so.
I think it was a very brief, flash kind of thing of Gorilla Grodd disappearing.
Right. Make you would have believed he just fell into the fire.
Yeah, and I was like, and then I saw him with Damien Dark, and like Damien's like showing him. I was like, Oh, that makes sense.
So now that we have Damien Dark, Gorilla Grodd, and Damien's daughter, are we getting like a Legion of Doom or Gorilla Grodd?
Don't know what they're called. I think they're just going to continue the Malice title. I don't know what they're really going for. If they call themselves the Legion of Doom, I won't be mad. Do you think we're going to get a new member on the team of Evil?
Team of Evil, of course. I feel at this point it would be about even as in team. So let's see, we got Sarah, Firestorm, Ray,
Heatwave, Nate.
Heatwave. So that's
and then the Amulet Sisters.
Amaya and Zari. So that's 7.
I feel like we're missing someone.
No, we are not. That's actually everybody. That's actually everybody for once.
Oh wow. That's actually naming them.
Yeah. And
one of the most characters we know.
Yeah. So and then for the villains, they have 4 so far. Grodd, Dark, Damien's daughter, and then Kawasa.
Oh, I forgot all about Kawasa. You're right. You're right.
So they might either get between, I would want to say between 5 and 6.
So I have 5 members.
5 or 6.
I think 5 because I think Kawasa will be a duo between Zari and Amaya.
Yeah.
And have that be the one villain. Firestorm is obviously one person, so that's one villain. Yeah. Plus, the other 4. Yeah. So I think 5 people will be enough.
Honestly, it'll take about 2 or 3 people to take on Grog, just because he's just like.
Depends. I think with the technology of Ray and Nate's ability, I think Nate might have a chance against Rod.
Because shrink him down.
Because Grodd is a gorilla, yes, with some strength to him.
He's stronger than the average human.
But if he punches steel, would that not damage him still?
Doesn't really need to punch steel. He can easily pick him up and throw him.
Well, yeah, but I feel like at some point Grodd's gonna punch him
as he steals it, and he's just like, looks at his hand,
and
picks him up, and then throws him.
But I think 5 people will probably be enough.
5 or 6
for the evil team.
Because we still don't even know who. You just said the person's name.
Which person are we talking about here?
The one that's bringing them all together.
Oh, Malice.
Yeah, we still don't know who Malice is. So Malice can make a 5th, and then somebody else can make a 6th. But I'm just going with 6 at most.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I'll go with 6 at most. My opinion, I will say 5. If we're calling it right now, it's like 5 or 6. I'm saying 5.
Then the last person would be Malice.
I don't think Malice is going to be part of. I think he's gonna be like the ringleader, puppeteer of the Legion 2.0.
Oh, okay.
But other than that, I mean, nothing really big happens in this episode.
Yeah. But I still enjoyed the episode.
Oh yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed it. Like, Grodd was great. The interactions between the team were great.
Oh, and Sarah's finally out the coma.
Yeah, I was just about to bring that up, but there was a funny scene with Martin and Sarah when she was in the coma, and he was like doing the little punching thing. Yeah. Trying to like wake her up by hearing stuff. But we do get like the little Thanksgiving
nod,
because Jax gets a recipe from the president, which another great scene between Firestorm, where Jack's like, you're about to be leaving us. I need to do this on my own, and goes out there and saves the president from a minefield, and then gets this like amazing pie recipe from the president's wife, I believe. Yeah. And they're all like enjoying pie, and then Sarah comes out and is like, "You're not gonna save me pie?
Where's my pie?"
Like,
come out just a ninja star to a place, just like, "Where's my pie?"
So like I was nice to see Sarah back, and kind of like it was kind of like a little reunion.
I'm about to say this week's episode was just everybody comes out of coma week.
Yeah. But what would you rate?
9.
9.
Yes.
Wasn't gonna let me finish that sentence.
9. I love this episode.
I was gonna say 1 to how would you rate out of 10 time traveling ships? But 9.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do it. Probably 9. Yeah, it's.
Again, it's just I enjoy when they're not focusing on one particular person and their interactions. That's what this season's giving everybody a
nice little story
and nod and making them focus on it. I enjoy them, but it's just not focusing on like a group as a dynamic or individual for all more seasons.
Yeah, because season 1 we got focused on the Hawks.
Yeah.
Season 2 was focused on I want to say more Nate, because he was like
the new person.
The new person, and he was like the one like realizing all the time differences. But you know, and Sarah with the whole sister issue. Yeah.
So this time we're getting individual pieces of, you know, every character. We got one for
we've gotten Ray's episode.
Yeah,
we got
Ray's,
Amaya, Zari had her episode of introduction.
We got one for crossover with Jackson Stein.
I feel like Jackson Stein's like more of like an overlying kind of story.
Yeah.
Until we get that one episode where they're like, we can break up Firestorm.
Yeah. Getting
Stein back to his daughter and grandkid.
Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, but that's what it was. And then we got one for Rory now.
Here we got Rory.
So I'm just liking the way they're going between taking it each time to give each individual person a well needed.
I completely agree. I will give this episode 8.5, but it's still my favorite episode because it's not getting the 8. It's not getting the 8.5 because of Easter egg or anything. But it was really fun. Character development with Rory was great, and Gorilla Grodd will always make it better.
Yep. So
8.5 for me, and we're gonna shoot right into Arrow with Thanksgiving. Straight up Thanksgiving. It aired on Thanksgiving. They're naming it Thanksgiving.
Simple. Had nothing to do with Thanksgiving.
Yeah. Oliver celebrates Thanksgiving with his family, Felicity and William, but the happy moment is interrupted. Meanwhile, Black Siren returns to wreak havoc. What was your favorite thing about this episode?
You know, this is about more the team, really. I believe this is the one where they, Diggle is, you see Diggle is out of commission. He can't do anything. This is where, you know, they go out into the field and the tremors are as well as the drugs are literally stopping him from.
Because last episode we got Mr. Terrific where he's like, oh yeah, like you should have came to me. I helped Felicity walk. I can help you. Diggle makes him inject the serum, not test or anything. They go into the field. He gets screwed.
Yeah. With the drugs that he used and the steroids, or the drugs and then the
drugs mixed with the steroids, it caused his body to kind of decline. So I definitely enjoyed that, seeing Diggle actually get affected by it and not kind of like heal right away, kind of like Felicity did.
Right.
Because if he would have been like, I'm fine for the rest of the time, I would have been mad. I would have been more mad at the fact that we went through this drug issue and he kind of just healed in one episode.
Right. I'm glad to see it is actually.
He gets put in the hospital, and they're like, we need Green Arrow in the field. The team's like, we need a Green Arrow. What are we going to do? And everyone's like, Black Canary lead. You know, she's a cop. She knows the field. And FBI's on their case. What does Oliver do? Suits up. I thoroughly enjoyed it. Seeing Oliver in the field again was great. And it kind of made sure he was hidden from the police department, like the police.
Yeah.
And he was like hidden from the cameras.
Yeah, speaking of which, Oliver got arrested. That's a kind of big.
I was about to jump into that.
That's kind of a big part.
But yeah, it was nice to see Oliver in the field. But prior to that, he was arrested in front of his kid,
in front of the world. That was on national television.
Like around the world. But like, I think the more important thing was it was in front of his kid.
Yeah.
Because like his kid knows he's Green Arrow.
Yeah.
Or he was. But the fact that it's like, if you're a kid and you watch your dad, your only living relative really, get arrested, it does something to you.
For being the one person you didn't want him to be. Yeah.
So like Oliver's in interrogation room is like, I want to talk to my kid. It's like, you're not making demands here. It's like, I won't talk to you until I talk to my kid.
Yeah.
And then William comes in and William's like, you're not the Green Arrow, right? I was like, you're in an interrogation room. Why are you speaking about the Green Arrow activities here?
Yeah.
But other than that, it was like, it was probably one of the first weeks where all 4 of the episodes were strong episodes, in my opinion. It was nice seeing Black Siren back. I think Katie Cassidy, who plays Laurel, does better as Black Siren than she did as Black Canary. Kaden James is back, causing mayhem. I think his story arc will be done by season finale.
Right.
At least I hope it is. What did you think of the Black Siren, Kaden James story this episode?
I'm really intrigued to see what they have planned, because as it stands, Kaden James doesn't necessarily... Well, yeah, about it, because we finally get to reason why Kaden James is doing what he's doing.
Somewhat.
It has something to do with his son.
Yeah, it's like...
I feel like this season's all about the sons.
Well, that's what about the sons, yes. And also kind of about, like... I guess from what Kaden James says, the team caused something to his son to die. So it's kind of rehashing season 5, where it's like revenge for what Oliver has done. Yeah. But we've seen Oliver's progression from Arrow to
Green Arrow.
No,
to the Hood.
The Hood to Arrow to Green Arrow. We haven't seen him do anything that would affect a kid.
Right.
So I'm kind of curious where that is coming from, and if it was actually the team's fault, or if he's just blaming them. What if Kaden James' kid was in that town that Felicity blew up?
I was just thinking the exact same thing. I was like, wait, didn't they blow up a town with a nuke? I was thinking the exact same thing.
So yeah, like maybe I see where Kaden James is coming from now. Yeah. Maybe we get Ragman back.
Ragman.
I want Ragman back. I thought he was a great addition to the team. I thought he made a good contribution to the team. One being the only person with powers until, new Black Canary. But he also had that unique character to himself. Yeah. Where he wasn't like trying to find himself. He knew who he was. He knew what he was bringing to the team. Again, we won't find out till probably after the crossover of what Kaden James is planning. Yeah. Or why he's doing what he's doing. I'm tired of this FBI chick.
She's smart, man. She's smart. She knows.
She knows the entire team.
She knows, except for Curtis.
No, she knows about Curtis.
No, that's the one thing. He kept complaining about, I never got interviewed or anything like that.
I thought he had Curtis' picture on the wall.
Did she have Curtis' picture on the wall?
I'm pretty sure she had, like, back in one of the early episodes when she's brought in, she has like the entire team. I'm pretty sure Curtis is up there.
Well, either that.
There's no way that she has Renee, Black Canary, and not Mr. Terrific.
Well, again, that her only Curtis's biggest problem is like, well, how come I haven't gotten an interview yet? How come you didn't come? Like, how come the FBI haven't come bothered me? He's been complaining about that.
He's been complaining about the worst things in this season.
Yeah.
But however, like the thing about it is like she knows this entire team, and they made a comment like, you don't need to go after the low dogs.
Yeah, the henchmen.
Henchmen, when you have the big dog, you go straight for the big dog. So I'm like, okay, I understand that. Makes sense why you're not arresting everyone else. But you figure after every time he's gotten out of this situation with this FBI girl, you figure at this point it's like, come on, do you have to really keep rehashing the same thing with this guy? It's like, come on. It really annoys me that she's very this persistent, and it's like there's really no evidence behind it. She has really no evidence besides the Hood came in when Oliver Queen came back. Gotta put two and two together. It's like that's some very thin string right there. And you're talking to someone who's put up a conspiracy wall before, so So what do you think of the FBI agent and her investigation into the team?
She's right on the money. She just literally needs like one mess up from the team, and they're all going down. That's just how it is right now. One slip up from one member of the team, and they are all going down.
I don't think they're going to slip up. The only thing they have a problem with now, besides the FBI agent, is the Vigilante Act, which was passed now
because of what
because
happened.
of the whole incident with the team, and they were videotaped beating up cops.
Like, good Lord, Black Canary was just destroying that man's face. Like, that's the one I remember. It's just her holding him down and just
like
wailing
continuously punching the face. Although they weren't police officers,
but they don't know that. The normal public doesn't.
I don't think even if the normal public did hear they weren't real police officers, they wouldn't believe it.
Yeah,
it's like that's just a pool to get you out of like harm and everything.
Yeah.
However, that being said, it's nice to see that it's not all sunshine and rainbows for the team. We do have this issue of the Vigilante Act, which I think will be repealed season finale. I don't think it will. I don't think it will be there the entire time the rest of the show. Because if it is, Flash is in danger. Flash's team, I should say. The Legends, if they ever come back to present day,
actually only has to deal with Star City. Because this is a...
Oh, you're right. It's not a federal thing.
Yeah, no, it's not a federal thing.
You're right.
This is just a Star City.
You're right. My bad. Even so, like, they come to Star City, though.
Yeah, eventually it would start in Star City, and then it could spread to...
Because we saw in Legends in the future of 2021 or something, Vigilante Act was all with Argus.
Yeah, again, it would start in Star City.
And then slowly make it to the nation.
Federal, and then government, and then Argus takes over the world.
I don't think we'll make it to that storyline.
No.
That future. Because when the Legends goes to the future, it's always not set in stone.
Yeah.
I don't think the Vigilante Act will make it to 2019. However, it was nice to see that it was passed, that they don't trust the Vigilantes. And Oliver had to be the vigilante, but also kind of go against the vigilantism. Yeah. Which he gave a great speech.
He's gonna have to hunt. He's basically hunting himself now.
He's done it before.
That's true.
Renee does great at his job. He's able to do a better job than Thea at that job.
Speaking of Thea,
it's a segue into the next section. Thea awakes. What did you think of this awakening of Thea?
About time. I miss my girl Thea.
I don't trust it.
Can you believe him? All the time. This is what I deal with.
I don't trust it because, one, it was very miraculous.
It's a miracle. It's called a miracle. They happen.
It was very miraculous. And the fact that she wasn't acting Thea-ish. In my opinion.
She just got out of a coma. Do you want her to be like super ninja rainbows?
No, I'm not talking about that ninja stuff. I'm talking about personality-wise. She wasn't acting like Thea.
She might have been tired. She just came out of a coma, man.
If you just came out of a coma, why are you tired? You've been sleeping this entire time? Exactly. It's a joke. It's a joke.
Slap him for me, please.
But still, like, I don't trust it until I get more Thea in the show. When I get a little more Thea, then I will be like, okay, I will trust it. But my opinion, when something randomly happens like that, with the villain they're going up against, it's like, this could be a Kate and James thing of like replacing Thea with someone to get into Oliver and everything.
All right. Speaking of which, can we talk about the interactions between Diggle and Oliver? Because some stuff was said and...
Thank you for bringing that up. They weren't good together. Like, Oliver threw out harsh words to Diggle. Diggle was like, don't blame this. Like, this is your fault. Like, talk about it, please.
Basically, you know, we finally... I'm guessing Felicity finally told Oliver about the drugs.
Yeah.
About the tremors. And Diggle's in the hospital because of it. So, you know, Oliver confronts him. He's like, why didn't you tell me this? You compromised the team. I don't even know if I could trust you now anymore because of this.
Which I will throw. I don't know if I don't think Oliver has the right to say I don't trust you after this. After season 3.
Right.
So Oliver can't be like, I don't trust you. You can't throw that off. I'm sorry. But everything else, you're right. It's right on the dot. Like
it's like, well, at least I don't know if I could trust you being the Green Arrow. At least
that I can see.
Yeah. Because at that point, you know, Diggle was using drugs and it caused him to compromise the team. It could have gotten more people hurt or killed.
He did get Renee shot.
He got Renee shot. That was about the worst of it.
And thrown off a bridge.
And yeah.
if Oliver wasn't there, like Renee would be more damaged than he was.
Yeah. Okay. Well, basically, the only person who got hurt was Renee. And Dinah just got choked out a little bit, but some people are into that.
Truck blew up.
What?
Didn't the truck blow up because Diggle couldn't make a decision?
No, the truck didn't blow up. It just got away.
I think the truck blew up.
I thought it just got away.
I'm pretty sure the truck blew up.
Well, a truck blew up. It's alright. But again, it caused, you know, a lot of tension. It caused a lot of, you know...
We saw a lot of friction between the two
Oliver,
who usually, like,
we've never seen that before. We've never seen them, like...
We've seen it once. And that was back when season 3 when Oliver, like, pretty much disobeyed the team, like, did whatever he needed to.
But and that's when Diggle, you know, stepped in. It's like, you need to control yourself.
But yeah, but I mean, even before, like, when Diggle, they were all captured by the League, and Oliver was still being League Oliver, Diggle gave him some harsh words, like, you know, it's like, don't talk about throwing trust around and, like, all that. I can't trust you. You put my daughter in, like, harm. So, like, it was kind of a reverse that way. Like, Oliver was throwing that back at him by putting the team in danger. But it was nice seeing Oliver, like, come back a little later and was like, I'm here to apologize.
Yeah.
I was wrong.
Like, you know, what I said was crossing the line at points. Like,
well, because in the first conversation, Diggle said, I was like, you asked me to put my family in front of your family in front of mine. I did it. You know, all this stuff about, like, family and everything. And Oliver's like, I did do that. So they kind of, like, make up at that point.
And then you finally hear John Diggle's like, you know, when you asked me to beat Oliver, or beat Oliver,
Green Arrow,
beat Green Arrow, that was probably the thing I wanted the most.
That he didn't realize.
That he didn't realize.
Yeah.
Until he had that one dream sequence.
In the crossover last year when they were in the perfect world.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. In the perfect world, he was a Green Arrow.
Yeah. Which I understand. But that begs the question with because we also get Diggle's is permanently nerve damage.
Yeah.
If he continues being Arrow, he could be crippled or paralyzed. At this point, him and Oliver are still both on the team. Like, he's like, I want to be Green Arrow. Who do you think is going to be Green Arrow after the crossover?
Oliver.
You think Oliver's going to? Do you think Diggle's also going to be an Arrow type with the crossbow, or do you think he's going to be back to being Spartan?
I think Diggle might be out of commission for a while. I know as much as he doesn't want to, just what happened to him is going to have to take him out for a while. He might be with Felicity on tech support, but
I think at this point, Diggle will be better suited for medical. Yeah. Because he does have medical training.
Yeah.
For now, until Curtis comes up with the thing to fix Diggle, because we know it's going to happen. They're not going to sideline Diggle for the entire show. But other than that, anything else you want to bring up, talk about?
That's about it. Last scene they showed them all eating together, or William coming in, just like
in Thea's bedroom.
Well, yeah, talking to Diggle was like, if you were here all night, and then the Green Arrow was there, how come things aren't adding up?
William's a smart kid. I don't think he's going to easily buy Oliver saying, "Oh, the Green Arrow wasn't there; it was his team." Like very quickly, I don't think William's going to buy that. But I think at some point in this season, William's going to be like, "They need you, Dad. Like you can be the Green Arrow."
Yeah, I hope so.
I think William's going to like
accept it.
Yeah, I don't want to say accept it, but like he's like, "They need you, Dad. Like they need you as the Green Arrow. Like you can be." And with Thea back in the picture, he's not alone. Like before, it was Oliver, Risa, the maid from Oliver's childhood and everything. So like with Oliver not there, like Thea not there, Oliver can go out at night and still be with family. Which, bringing up the maid, was the best interaction I got. I when they're like, "Oh yeah, Risa helped me cook," and Thea looks at Oliver, Risa? Like, he's like, there's a lot to explain. Because, I mean, she's been in a coma for, 7 months?
Yeah.
2 more months, or 3 more months, and she would be buried for being in coma. But other than that, I really enjoyed this episode. Out of 1 out of 10 arrowheads, what would you rate this episode?
I would give it an 8.
An 8?
Yeah.
I'm going with 7.5.
You've been nothing but 0.5s this episode.
And, yeah, it's fun. This one is a legit 7.5 because some of the Kate and James scenes I could have done without. And it's mainly the way, like, the dialogue in those scenes kind of just throw me out of it. Black Siren is, like, she's a good character. She's always strong on screen. Again, the dialogue and just some of the stuff they have her do is, like, kind of
Right.
And I just want Diggle back in commission. But I also don't want it rushed, so it's kind of like a pro-con there. I do want Diggle back in the team. And again, it was awesome seeing Oliver suit up again, even though the FBI is on his tail.
Right.
So, I mean...
she's back in Washington at that point.
Oh, yeah, she can go back to Washington.
Yeah.
She'll be back.
Yeah, she'll be back.
But, I mean, other than that, that will conclude this episode. Thanks for listening to The Late Night with David Jones. Stay tuned for the next couple of days for the crossover
it's gonna be great.
conversation. There will be another special guest with us there. And thanks for listening. Have a great night. Give this video a thumbs up if you liked it. Subscribe to the page. And look forward to more videos to come. Go see some past videos. Thanks for listening. Bye.
Goodbye.